All right, hi everybody. This is the course introduction for Guidance 3 for fall of 2024. And this is unbelievable and unprecedented, but it is now going into my 21st year of being an instructor here at Chafee. Just so you know, I'm Dr. Borgi. My first name's Amy, so Dr. Amy Borgi. I'm going to be your instructor this term for Guidance 3. So here's the cool thing. I just got a new job. I just went through this whole resume process and applying for jobs and getting interviewed and doing all of this really intense stuff. And so I used all of the tools and tricks that I'm going to be teaching you this term to get my current job that I'm doing now. So let me tell you a little bit about my other job and give you my availability to kind of start things out. First of all, I am a professor here at Chafee College. I've been here for, like I said, 21 years teaching guidance classes. I teach a few different guidance classes. I teach Guidance 2, which is an introduction to college. I teach this class, which is a career planning and I guess self-exploration class. And then I also teach Opening Doors to Student Success, which is a class for students who are in academic probation who are trying to get them back on track. So those are the classes I normally teach. And this term, I'm actually doing an internship. That's the job that I got. And it's a nice paid internship, but it's all the way in Van Nuys. I'm living in Reseda right now. So I'm typically, living in Rancho Cucamonga and from Rancho Cucamonga, but because I'm doing this internship right now, I'm kind of far away. So I'm just letting you know I'm not in Rancho, but I am about an hour west of you in LA area. I'm in the San Fernando Valley. I'm working right now as a special education teacher for grades TK through 1. Last year I taught 5th grade. So I'm kind of in the process of like moving around, trying to figure things out. But I'm actually getting my credential as an education specialist, which is like the new term for special education. And I've been teaching classes related to special education here at Chafee for many years. All of my Guidance 2 classes are special education geared or oriented. They're also oriented to international students and athletes. So I specialize in helping students who maybe are struggling a little bit in college and need a little bit extra help. However, I'm also, just a regular old teacher too, teaching just, really academically high achieving students as well. So no matter what your walk of life or where you're at in your education, I'm here to help you. And I want to see you figure out what you want to do with your life, with your career, with your job, all of that stuff. I'm here to support you in that journey. And I'm excited for you. This class is really like what you put in is what you're going to get out. So if you half-ass things, you're going to not get what you deserve to get out of the class. You're paying for this class, right? So this is like, it's optional. You don't have to do this class. If for some reason, like someone's forcing you at gunpoint to take this class and you really don't want to, I would say drop right away and let me know if you do drop so I can offer the class to somebody who does want to be here, who wants that seat in the class. You know what I mean? Because I do have a couple people on the wait list that would like to get in. So the way that I do things here is this is very important, you need to watch this video all the way through to the end. Everything that you need to know for the entire class is in this video. And if you fail to watch it, you may lose points or not get a good grade in the class because I'm literally giving you everything that you need to do well right now here. So watch it to the end. At the end, please pay close attention because I will be offering you something at that point, okay? So here we go. You want to start out the class by purchasing the right books for the class. Lucky for you, there are no required books in this class. I know. So I used to have a required book in this class, and because I'm super busy doing my internship this term, I decided to cut a lot of things out of the class, make it a little different. And so what I did was I got rid of the textbook, and I just pulled in supplemental information from other places. And so we're going to be using Focus to Career, which is something I've always used. And then we're also going to be using Big Interview, which is a way you're going to complete a mock interview in the class. So the big ticket assignments in this class, because there are no tests, because this isn't that kind of class. This is a self-exploration class. What I don't want you to do is use AI for anything. Do not use AI to create your resume. Trust me when I say that. Even though AI can create some amazing resumes, that's not what we're trying to do here. You need to learn how to create your own resume because AI makes mistakes and human beings are the ones reviewing your resume. So if you have an AI generated resume and a human being is reading it, trust me when I say they're going to know that you used AI to create that resume. There's a very strong difference between an AI created resume and a human being created resume. Just make sure you use a grammar spell check on your resume before you submit, okay? So you have a resume project in this class where you would be creating a resume, a cover letter, and a job application. I have a separate video that gives you all the information for that assignment. I just made it actually. And there are written instructions as well. Just so you know, you're going to be creating your resume and it's going to be a rough draft. So this is going to be due on 9/2. So that's September 2nd. I think that means you've got like maybe a few weeks to work on it. So you've got about 3 weeks to work on this stuff. And when you are done with it and you turn it in, it's going to take me about 2 weeks to grade it. And so I'm just looking at my calendar here. So it looks like it's September. So you'll turn it in on the 2nd, which is Labor Day. So I may actually make it due on the 3rd. I may give you an extra day because I think Labor Day is actually a holiday. So we'll see how that goes. And then on the 23rd is when I should have all of them graded. September 23rd is when you'll actually be able to go back in and start editing and fixing up your resume. You will be creating a final draft of your resume, but you'll turn that in. It'll be a final draft of your resume, a final draft of your cover letter, and then a new, fresh job application that is similar to the one you filled out before, okay? So you will implement any changes that I asked you to make. So I'm gonna go in and grade your resume and grade your cover letter and give you feedback on your job application. And what you're gonna do, this necklace is kind of wild today, but what you're going to do is you're going to look at the feedback I gave you, okay? And then you're going to implement whatever feedback I gave you. So if you make the changes I ask, you're going to be good. If you do not make the changes I ask, you'll get a 0. So if I ask you to make 10 changes, you make 2 of those changes, you'll be graded accordingly. You'll get 2 out of 10 points on it, okay? So you'll get 2% of the points if you do 2% of the work, essentially. So what I'm looking for is that on the rough draft, so this is the resume project, that you follow the directions explicitly. So whatever I say in the directions is what you need to do. If you follow directions, you get full credit. If you don't, you will not. The biggest direction that you need to know is you cannot use AI and you should not use an online resume builder or an online cover letter builder. You need to use Microsoft Word, Pages, or Google Docs to complete that assignment. There are specific instructions on how to pull the templates for resumes and cover letters for those programs in the assignment. So make sure you do that. Listen carefully on that one. Okay, so the resume project is worth 150 points. The portfolio, so at the end of the term, you have a final exam that is actually not an exam. It's a project and it's a folder that it's an online folder that you're going to fill up with all the assignments from the term. So what I usually have is I have you do the summary of all the assignments you've done. So you'll look at all your assignments, you'll create that summary, and then you'll put that into your portfolio. The portfolio requires things like you to have references. So you need to have like, I should have turned my phone off, excuse me. But you'll have things like references for jobs. You'll have personal references. You'll have your cover letter, your resume. You'll have a report from Focus to Career because you're using that program to complete all these assessments. You'll have assessment results from personality tests that we're going to be taking throughout the term. You'll answer some questions about your goals and anything that we covered. You're probably going to just touch on it in this resume project. In your final your final portfolio project, excuse my language. So the resume project is due on 9/2. The portfolio project is due on the last day of class, which is 11/15. So that's your final exam. And it's also, gosh, this necklace is just kind of all crazy. So it's your final exam. And it requires that you look over everything from the term and compile, I guess, things the way like I'm asking for you to do that. So a lot of your grade is basically following instructions because most of the information is subjective in this class. So it's like I can't just give you a grade based off of my opinion of your opinion, right? So I have to have a way to like quantify or grade you. And so the way that I grade in this class is based off of like I gave you a set of instructions. How well did you follow those instructions? So with the resume project, you're going to complete that, turn it in by 9/2. I'm going to give you those feedbacks. You're going to start working on that on September 26th, and you'll have until November 15th to turn that resume project in, but you'll turn it in with your final portfolio. So some people get confused on that. What's going to happen is there's also going to be a mock interview. So that's going to be worth 250 points. So hopefully you heard me properly. The resume project is worth 150 points. The portfolio is worth 250. That's your final exam. The mock interview is also worth 250. So it's worth the same amount as your final exam. Those are the three big assignments. There are discussions every single week in the class. In the discussion, there's a specific amount of sentences that I will ask you to write. I expect you to copy and paste whatever the template is into the text box and then answer the questions. If you're missing the question template, you'll lose points because it's about following directions. Then you will respond to 2 other students' posts or 3 other students' posts. Just read the directions to see which one. Each post response, so if you're responding to another student, has a length requirement. So it's by sentences. So it'll be either like 2 sentences, 3 sentences, 5 sentences. I try to vary it, but most of the time I do 5 sentences. This is to get you practicing with your writing. I expect college level work. So one thing I do not like, and I'm just putting that out there now, is when I see lowercase i's everywhere. I is a pronoun. This is college. Capitalize pronouns like I, capitalize names, capitalize the beginning of the sentence, use grammar, okay? If you don't know how to use grammar, please check your work using a spell check program. I strongly recommend using Grammarly.com. I have a link to that in the course introduction in Canvas. So you may use that, okay? But I expect your work to be spell and grammar checked before you turn it in. If you turn in some hot mess that is not college level, you will be marked down. I start my markdowns for grammar with very little points are lost at the beginning. But if you're continuing to not grammar and spell check, I'm going to take more and more points away, all the way up to the end where I'll take away 75% of your points if you're turning in like not college level work. So that's just because I care about you and I want you to get used to spell checking your work, grammar checking your work, and turning in college level and college appropriate assignments. This is not high school. It's not middle school. It is college. And even though this is guidance and it's not like a hard subject, this is where we learn how to be the best student that we can be so we can be effective as students. And so part of that is learning to have good, proper spelling and grammar. And there's no excuse because there's programs that do this for you. You don't have to like go to the Writing Center or anything if you don't want to. However, I do want to say the Writing Center is available for you. So if writing is not your thing, you're struggling, you need extra help, maybe you're a foreign exchange student, maybe you're an athlete, maybe you have special needs, you need extra help, please utilize the Writing Center online. It is free to use as long as you're enrolled in a Chafee class. You do need a student ID. You can get an ID online if you go to the Admissions and Records website. They kind of always change the location of that information. I used to just kind of link it, but sometimes it's difficult to find. So the other thing you can do is actually show up on campus. On Thursdays, replacement IDs are free. So if you've lost your ID, like you had it before and you've lost it, go on a Thursday to the actual campus admissions and records, and you can take a new picture and get a new ID right then and there. They get them right there too. So I've gone in there, taken a picture, and they've handed me my ID as I'm walking out. So it's kind of cool. The other thing that you can do is you can go in any other day, and I think you have to pay the fee. I think it's $12 though, just saying. Kind of steep. So in discussions, you want to make sure that you are answering the question, that you're responding to people with respect. Because again, like if you're not being respectful, this is a college class, like I can kick you out of the class for not being respectful, but I've literally never had to do that ever in 21 years. So don't make that you, okay? be respectful, be kind to others, respect people's opinions that may differ from yours. That's fine, okay? So let's talk about how to turn in assignments. So I do have a video on how to turn in assignments. It's in your first assignment, which is purchasing your books. So purchasing your books is the first assignment. Like I said, we don't have an actual textbook in this class, but we do have an optional textbook, okay? So the optional textbook is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. This is a more college-friendly version of the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That one is written by Stephen Covey. This one is written by Stephen Covey's son, Sean, when he was a teenager. He's now a full-on adult, but this is from, I believe, back in the 80s. So any version of this book is okay as long as it's not the baby version. And please pay close attention. You want your book size to be like 5x9 or 6x9. I believe, give me one sec because I have a ruler. I'll tell you exactly how big this book is. All right, so this book is, you would think I would know by now, it's 9 inches by 6. So 9 by 6. So you want to look at the size of the book before you purchase it, because there is a little tiny like 3-inch book floating around and it's kind of the same price. So it's hard to tell. You can get the audiobook version or the ebook version. That is fine. Now, again, this is optional. This is a pretty cheap book. You can find it used for very, very cheap. And I will give extra credit. I think I said 10 points, but I might even give 20 if I feel like, maybe there's only a few people that actually purchase the book. I might give you extra points. We'll see. Okay, so what you do need to purchase, this is required. You need a day planner. So we're going to be working on time management in here because being able to apply for jobs and being on top of your business means that you're a good time manager. You're able to manage yourself. Being organized is a skill that is required to be an effective worker. And so it's also required to be an effective college student. And so I want you to be good at being a college student, and I want you to be good at the workforce as well. So here's an example of a day planner. What I'm looking for is that you have a daily or weekly planner. So this is kind of cool because it's both. So each one of these pages has a whole week on it. So this is a whole week. So what I want is either every page has a separate day on it. That would be a daily planner, or every page has a week on both pages, which is fine. This one actually has like a whole month. So it has the months and the weeks, which is fine. So as long as it has enough space for you to write. So like, for example, I'm looking at this planner. So this is August and I had to fill in all the dates, but this is monthly. But this is what I don't want. So I don't want you to just have a planner that only has monthly in it because you don't have enough room and space to write everything. What I'm going to be asking you to do is, as part of the class, you're going to be using your day planner to write down your assignments and when you're going to do those assignments. You're going to do this for every assignment in this class every single week. So at the beginning of the week, this is what I want you to do. So you're going to first check your syllabus. The syllabus is already available for you in the course introduction section. It's at the very bottom of that first course introduction. Now, I realize that Canvas can be kind of confusing, especially if you've never used it before. So the best way to use Canvas for this particular class is to go to the left-hand side and click on modules. Modules, yeah. So you'll click on modules. You'll be able to see at that point all of the information that's available for the class. So on the home page, if you click on week 1, it'll take you to the modules section. Okay, that's what I want you to look at. At the bottom of the course introduction in the modules section, you'll see the syllabus there. So go ahead and click on that, and you'll see the syllabus has all the information you need for the entire term. It has all the assignments listed. Please use that when you are filling out your day planner. So you'll get out your syllabus, you'll get out your day planner, you'll turn to the correct week that's coming up. So hopefully you're doing this a little bit before. So if it's Sunday, like it is right now, we start on Monday. So by the way, Canvas is not going to be available for this class until noon on the day it begins, which is tomorrow. So it starts on August 12th at noon. So you may be able to see the class, but you won't be able to interact or do anything in it until afternoon on Monday. So just letting you know. So the syllabus, you'll take a look, and let's say it has a couple of assignments. So for this week, the syllabus, I actually have it up here. So I'm not going to probably put it up because I don't have time to do that in this video, but I'm just going to tell you that for the first week, when I'm looking at the course schedule, these are the assignments. So it's purchase a day planner, and extra credit, purchase the textbook. So I'm just going to write that down, purchase day planner. And then there's a focus to career assignment. You're going to take 2 assessments, career planning readiness and academic strengths. There's a discussion for week 1. And then it has the resume project that's due on 9/2. So what I would do in my day planner is I would go to this coming week, which is going to be the week of August 12th. And I'm going to write in when I'm going to do my assignments. And so you'll see I already have like some assignments listed here, things that I have to do. So what I want you to do is write in the due date for the assignment. So all the assignments in this class are due the following Monday after they appear in the syllabus, unless they have another due date listed. So for example, the resume project says next to it that it's due on 9/2. So you know you have 3 weeks to work on it. So I want you to schedule some time during each week to complete it. I would say the resume project is probably going to take you a total of 10 hours from start to finish, because each one of those assignments is going to take about 2 hours. And then you've got like 1 hour that you're going to have to review the instructions and how to do it, and read the materials for it. So it's 9 to 10 hours of work. And so you want to block out that amount of time. I would do maybe 5 hours the first week, 5 hours the second week, and then on that third week, just kind of finish up and maybe put in 1 hour on that week to finish it. So I would do that. So make sure you schedule it. So you're going to put down when it's due, and then you're going to write down the times you're going to actually work on it. Now, to be the most successful student that you can be, you want to make sure that you schedule time that you are studying and doing your work. Because if you don't schedule time to do that and just try to do it whenever, you're going to end up procrastinating and pushing it off, because you'll have more exciting and fun things like in front of you that you would rather do. So that's why it's important to build in study time into your regular time, that people know you're busy so they're not bothering you. And I would say do it during the week. So my goal is always to get all of my work done before Friday. So I try to get all my work done before Friday. It doesn't always work because I'm super busy. Right now, this term, I'm working about 65 hours a week, which is, it sounds like a lot, but last semester I was working 95 hours a week. So 65 is a lot easier. But because I'm kind of doing 2 careers at once and sort of switching careers at this point, it's kind of difficult for me to just keep it at like a normal pace. So I'm super busy. My availability right now, because I'm working, I work 7:30 to 4:30, and I'm with autistic kids that require all of my attention. So I can only really message you on my lunch break and then after work. So I'm available after 4:30 on weekdays, and then on the weekends I'm available, but just kind of here and there, because I do like to have fun and do things. I'm also working on the weekends as well, just like you guys probably are. So letting you know, my schedule is busy. Yours is probably busy too. And the best way to manage ourselves is to make sure we have built-in study time, that people are aware we're busy during that time. So if you create your study time right after you're done with school and just go home and get it handled, that's probably the best thing. Or maybe even handle it while you're at school. So that's the day planner. So you're going to check your syllabus. You're going to add stuff to your day planner. You're going to go through every bit of materials in Canvas for that week. Because we don't have a textbook, our textbook is basically Canvas. And so you need to read through everything in Canvas. If you did buy this book, I suggest reading the chapters that go with it, that go with what we're doing. Then you'll participate in the discussions and you complete the assignments. All the assignments are due on the following Monday by 11:59 p.m. I do not take late work. So there is no late work. I won't take it. There's only 2 reasons why I would take late work, and that would be if you have a doctor's note for an entire week, because you have a whole week to do every assignment, or a doctor's note for your child, that's a whole week. Or you had jury duty or some type of court appearance, or you were incarcerated. Basically, if you're in the hospital or the law has taken you, those are my 2 excuses that I accept, and it has to be like a week long. If for some reason that does apply to you and you have a situation that you feel like you can turn in late work, you need to call me and let me know, or text me and let me know. Again, my phone number, 909-224-1204. Texting is the fastest way to reach me. You can also reach me by phone, but it takes me about 24 hours to return that call, or it takes me about 48 hours to return emails. And my email is amy.borgi@chaffey.edu. That's AMY, period, B as in boy, OR, G as in girl, H as in Henry, I, at chaffey.edu. So it does take me a little bit to get back to you. So that is what you'll do for every single week. So let's say that you're having internet problems. So this is my policy. If you are having an internet struggle and it's just your struggle, then I'm not going to take late work, because my goal for you is that you'll turn in your work on Fridays, even though it's not due till Monday. So that way you'll have the weekend to do whatever you want. And you'll also have the weekend to troubleshoot if you have a problem. What I don't want is for you to wait until Monday at the last minute to turn something in. And then if you have a problem at the last minute, you can't solve it or fix it. So just know that if you have a last minute problem and you can't solve it or fix it, you're forfeiting your points, because I'm trying to teach you to do things ahead of time. And the only way to do that is to be kind of a stickler on my due date. And people learn really quickly. So I've been doing this a long time as a college instructor. I know what works. I know what doesn't. So me being lenient and giving you leeway and giving you extra time to complete stuff, even if you're having a hard time going through emotional stuff, you have a, mental or emotional disability, whatever it is, the only way to teach you to be responsible is to be a stickler on my due date. So that's what I'm doing. And I apologize in advance if you're the person that waits till the last minute and has an internet glitch. It's going to happen to somebody. If it's you, I apologize in advance, because I'm going to be a hard ass to you. I'm going to say no. I'm not going to take your work late. Sorry. Next time, turn it in on Friday or over the weekend, or give yourself time to fix a problem if you have it. So so right now I'm also a student. I don't know if I told you that, but I'm actually taking classes to get my credential. And gosh, I hate teachers when they're like, God, your due date, is firm and you can't, there's no leeway there. Okay. So I'm not super mean or anything. I just care about you so much that I want you to learn that you can't fudge on due dates. And that's because in the real world, you don't get to do that. So on the job or whatever, if you are late on something, then guess what? Sometimes you might lose your job over that, because you waited to the last minute. They don't care if you're having technical difficulties. They really don't care. They want a performance. And so I'm really just preparing you for what the real world is going to be like. So that's that. It's because I love you. Okay. So if for some reason Canvas is glitching on you, this is the procedure. Now, there are several glitches that you need to know about. The first and most important one is that cloud links, like links to documents, don't work in Canvas. I do not have that plugin enabled. So they may work in other classes, but in this class, that plugin is not enabled for any assignment other than the final exam. The final exam you will be turning in via a Google Docs link or a Dropbox link, but that's the only assignment I've enabled that sort of assignment or that sort of upload for. The rest of the assignments, you cannot turn in things via link. And this is why, because people cheat. Okay. So this is the deal. When you turn in a cloud document, like let's say I turn in a Google Doc. So Google Docs, and I put it in Google Drive, and then I create a link, and then I put that link in my assignment. That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. No links to Google Docs or Google Drive. No links to Dropbox or Dropbox assignments. No links to Adobe. Nothing. No links. Okay. You can turn in your assignment these ways. You can copy and paste. So take the text, copy it, paste it into the text box. Or you can upload as a document, docx or doc.doc. So all Pages assignments, you can upload in Pages, but I'm going to tell you, it's kind of a pain for me to grade that way. So if you want to get a good grade and you want to butter me up a little bit, please don't turn your assignments in via Pages. Just either copy and paste the text or save it as a Word document and then upload it. For Google Docs, you can copy and paste, or you can save it as a Word document in docx and then upload it. So those are your options: text, paste, copy and paste, or upload as a document. Those are your choices to turn things in. Sometimes I may ask you to create videos, add pictures, things like that. You'll follow the instructions in the assignment to do that. If you turn in a document link. The first time, I will give you half credit, but any additional time after that, I'm just giving you a 0 because I'm telling you now, don't use them. For the final assignment, which is your portfolio, I will enable a document links at that point for Dropbox and for Google Drive, and I'll give you very specific instructions on how to turn those assignments in. That will be the only place that you could use a link to turn something in. And the only reason I do that is because it is a pain to have you guys mail in things or submit each part of the portfolio in a separate assignment. It's too much. So you'll do that for via a link, and I'll explain that. So let's say Canvas does glitch and you're having a glitch. So the problem with links is that people were turning in the link and then I couldn't access their assignment. And then I would say, I can't access your assignment. But then they wouldn't respond back with their updated assignment till like Wednesday or Thursday of that week. And that gave them like 4 or 5 extra days to work on the assignment. And so that wasn't really fair. And so that's why I made it so we can't do links for most assignments, because people were just abusing that way too much and it was unfair. So once you turn something in via Google Docs, like let's say you do put a link in, like let's say you turn in something via a link, if I can look and see the last time you worked or updated that assignment. So it'll tell me what changes you made. I can literally look on Google Docs or on Dropbox and see how much changes you've made to the assignment since you turned it in. And if you've made any changes to that assignment since the due date, then I'm just going to give you a 0. So because people abuse that over time and like I caught on. So we're not doing that anymore. There are, so for internet stuff, like if your internet's down, it's just your internet, I'm not going to give you extra time because you should have turned it in Friday. I really suggest having an alternate way to access internet, or if you know you're going to be out of town or maybe struggling with internet problems, that you make arrangements with me ahead of time. If you find yourself in a situation where you are not able because you are stuck somewhere where you don't have internet, you can email me your assignments ahead of time. So like, let's say Canvas isn't working for you. You just don't have good internet service. You're trying to upload your assignments, but they're not uploading properly, or you're concerned they might not go through. Just email them to me with an explanation and text me and let me know you emailed the assignment. Okay, so this is if you're not able to upload, Canvas is having problems, I must receive your email before the due date. Okay, so if you email me after the due date, so let's say it's 12:05, you tried to turn in your assignment, it timed out, it didn't upload, and you email me at 12:05, you're going to get a 0 still, because it has to be before the due date. The due date is 11:59 p.m. on the night before. So if you email me 12:05 the next, even though it's only 5 minutes or 6 minutes, it's late. So it has to be before the deadline. So if you're having email struggles, if you're having Canvas upload problems, email the assignments with an explanation of why you're emailing and text me and let me know. If you don't text me and let me know, I probably won't notice that you sent me assignments because I'm not looking for them there. Okay? All right. So if you miss something, so let's say you do wait to the last minute on something important, and maybe it's the resume project, and you don't get your resume project in on time, and you get a 0. That's 150 points. Or you mess up on your mock interview and you don't get it in, that's 250 points. I do have extra credit in this class. I do offer a lot of extra credit because I'm such a stickler on that due date. But the extra credit assignments are harder than the regular assignments. So you definitely want to do the regular assignments. And then again, also a lot of the regular assignments, if you miss them, then you're going to have to do them anyways because they appear again in your portfolio. And so if you miss stuff, like you're actually messing up your final grade too. So please, please, please stay on top of your work. Use your day planner. Stay organized, okay? Because my goal here is to teach you to be organized, to teach you to be responsible. Those are the 2 things I would love to see happen if that's not already happening for you, okay? So I notice a lot of students, college students, struggle with procrastination. They struggle with time management, and they struggle with motivation and feeling good about what they're doing. And so those are all things that I'm going to address in this class and hopefully help you with because I am expert at this stuff by now. Do I still procrastinate? Absolutely. But I have what we call now controlled procrastination. So I know when I'm able to procrastinate, when I have a little extra time, and when I should not do that. Okay. So the extra credit assignments, there are a total of, let's see, you could create a website for your portfolio project. So if you turn in your portfolio project via a website, you'll get 50 extra credit points. There's an extra credit gratitude assignment for 25. There's a write-up on a movie called The Secret that's worth 25 points. There's an essay that you could write for 50 points. You'll have to follow directions on that. It's on a lecture called The Last Lecture. You can add extra credit work samples to your portfolio for a total of 40 points of extra credit. I'll be offering extra credit informational interviews throughout the term. The first one, if you do the first one by the due date, it's earlier in the term. I think it's kind of before the midpoint. So if you do that first one, it's worth 100 points because you did it early. You could do an additional one for 60 points that would be added. I'm sorry, 50 points. So if you do a second one, that's due with the final portfolio, but that one's only worth 50. So you'll get double the credit for the same amount of work if you do it the earlier one. And that's just for people who are investing ahead of time, like thinking about the future. You're getting those 50 extra credit points because you're doing something you don't have to do ahead of time in order to stay ahead and get ahead. So you're going to get more points there. Okay, so it's like Monopoly. You're just, you're collecting 200 points for passing go. So basically, you're just collecting extra points because you did it early. So I suggest doing that. The second informational interview is due with the final portfolio. So you could also do additional job applications for your final portfolio. I think you can do up to 3 extra ones for 20 points each for a total of 60 points. So the most extra credit points you can get in the class is approximately 400. I do offer additional extra credit that I call miscellaneous extra credit for things like this. So I have contests in the class. If you win a contest, you'll get some extra credit. It'll go a miscellaneous extra credit. If for some reason I screw up royally and you happen to point that out to me and I see that it was something that would have affected everybody had you not pointed it out and it would have caused a problem, I'll give you extra credit for pointing that out to me. So for example, last term someone was like, hey, week 7 is not showing up properly. I cannot click on anything. And then I saw, oh wow, week 7 really was messed up. So I gave that person 10 points because without them letting me know that that was messed up, every other student would have had a problem accessing week 7. And so I was really appreciative. So I appreciate your help if you do notice something that's messed up. I make mistakes all the time. I will not be offended. I will be like, thank you. Let me give you some extra credit. Okay. So I encourage you to let me know if something isn't working via Canvas. Text me on those, okay? Don't email. Text me. 909-224-1204. Again, texting's the fastest way to reach me. Okay, so just to review. No late work. The only excuses I take are you're in jail or imprisoned in court, or you have a medical issue that spans over a week that you can get a doctor's note for. And that could be for you or your child or stepchild, not for spouses, not for any other person, but yourself and children. Okay, then email emergency work to me. So if for some reason Canvas isn't working, you're going to email me that work with an explanation, and you're going to text me and let me know you turned something in via email so I know to look for it. My internet policy, if the internet goes down for just you, I'm not going to extend a deadline. But if it goes down for a whole Rancho Cucamonga, all of California, or a whole, all of Spectrum is down, I will extend the assignment. I won't give extra time if it affects a large amount of people. If you have a disability, please, 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 please make sure that your accommodations form includes this class on it, because if guidance 3 is not on your accommodations form, it doesn't apply to this class. So make sure. Right now I have 2 students who I have been informed have a plan with DPS, which is the Disability Programs and Services Office. DPS actually has to approve any accommodations, and accommodations are things that you need to do well in the class, and that will help you with any disability that you might have, whether that's a mental illness or some other type of disability. Now, I work with people who have disabilities all the time. That's pretty much what I do. That's my job. And so I do not give a lot of extra to people with disabilities. I basically go off of whatever your accommodations plan is. So I look at your accommodations plan, but I cannot implement anything on that plan unless you specifically ask for it. So you can either ask via email. You could send me an email that says, I have an accommodations form. Please implement all accommodations. Then I will do that. Okay. Or you can text me and say, hey, I have a disability. We could set up a meeting. We can go over your accommodations and make sure. If for some reason you have a disability and you see that I failed somehow to give you the accommodations you need, please text me right away and let me know. So for example, a lot of times people get extra time on quizzes. We don't have any quizzes in here. And in fact, the way I have the class set up, really most DPS students do not have accommodations that will be implemented because I've designed the class to be accommodating for students with disabilities. If there's something that you need that you don't see present, please let me know because I'm happy to accommodate you, happy to help you out. If there's something that isn't working for you with the online delivery of the class and you need extra help with those accommodations, please reach out and I will try to help you with that as much as I can. Okay, so the other things you should know about Canvas. Canvas times out. So if you start working and you leave your Canvas and then you come back and start working on it again, sometimes it's not obvious that it's timed out. So you may actually continue to work on it and think that you're good, but you're not. So I really strongly recommend that you do your work in a word processing document, like Microsoft Word, Pages, etc. That's what I do. So I use Canvas for the classes I'm currently taking. So I'm taking a master's program in as the education specialist credential. So it's I'm an educational specialist or special ed teacher, but I also have a master's in that. So right now I already have a master's degree in clinical psychology. I also have a PhD in clinical psychology, which is why I'm Dr. Borgi, right? But I'm going for my educational specialist credential so I can work directly with kids, because as a therapist, I wasn't able to do that. I just gave a lot of referrals and things, but I really want to make a difference and actually help students. So I'm a really loving, caring person. I care tremendously about you and about my other students. I really want you to be successful. And so that's why I'm giving you all this information, so that way you know what to do. Okay. So the last thing you need to know is that Canvas is tricky when it comes to uploading things. So if you have more than one thing that you have to upload at once, you want to make sure that you upload them all together. So the way that you'll do it, and I do have a video that shows you how to do this. So let's say you're turning in both of these things, and what you're going to do for this assignment, so you'll get the day planner. If you just have the day planner, you're either going to take a picture of you in the day planner like this, so I can see, or maybe even the inside of the day planner so I can see what kind it is. If it says daily or weekly on the front, you can just hold up the front. But if it doesn't say this one, you need to hold it up so I can see, oh wow, it's a whole week here. So I'm here's my weekly day planner. Here's a picture of me with it. Okay, so you'll submit that picture. It has to have your face so I can see that you actually purchased it, that you're not just taking a picture of something that's online that you didn't actually buy. You could also upload a receipt. That's fine too. So either a picture or a receipt. Okay, for this book, you're going to take a picture of it if you have the book. So you'll take a picture like this. If you get the online version of the book, you want to take a picture of a page from the middle, not from the very beginning. I don't want these early pages or the last pages, because those tend to be easily findable online or easily searchable. So I want a page from the middle so I can see that you have the online book or the ebook. If you have the audiobook, just send me a picture of the audiobook sitting in your audiobook library. And a receipt, please, showing that you purchased it. Okay, so receipts are fine. Picture of the book's fine. For the audiobook, I need a photo of the book in your library and also your receipt. Okay, so those are your rules. That's everything. So now I am offering some extra credit. I did tell you that if you watch this video all the way to the end, I would probably be offering you something. So I'm going to do that now. So if you watched to the end of the video and you got all the information, please leave me a comment or a question on this video on YouTube. So you'll click on the YouTube link at the bottom. So for example, it says YouTube has the logo at the bottom of the video. Just click on the YouTube logo and it'll pop open in YouTube. Underneath, you'll see a place where you can leave comments. So please like my video and then leave a comment that either says something you liked about the video or something that you learned from the video. Okay, so something you liked or something you learned, one or the other. Also include your first and last name in the comment so I can easily give you your extra credit. Okay, So if you do that, I'll give you extra credit points. I think I'm going to do 15. You'll see those points in miscellaneous extra credit, and I will leave you a response on my video when I do upload those points. Typically, my grading takes about a week. So it'll take me from the time you turn it in. So if these assignments are due on August 19th, then by the 26th, you'll see that I'll have given you those extra credit points and graded your assignments. So that's everything. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Thank you so much for enrolling in the class. And if you're not going to take this class, please drop the class. Please text me 909-224-1204. Let me know you're dropping so I can add other people. Please log into this class on day 1 so I know that you're engaged and attending. You will be getting obnoxious emails from me saying, I'm going to drop you if you don't log in. Anybody that hasn't logged in by Wednesday, I'm going to just drop you from the class because I'm going to assume you forgot that the class existed because you're not in it. And I will replace you with somebody who wants to be here. Okay? So log into the class, access Canvas by Wednesday. I really expect you to do that on day 1 though. So I'm going to be sending out a lovely email to everybody reminding you to check in on day 1. For those of you who are trying to add the class, you're on the wait list. I will be doing my ads on Wednesday because that's when I'm dropping people. Right now we have a full class. We have a couple people on the wait list. Those people on the wait list now will be the first to be added to the class. If you would like to be added but you are not on the wait list, please text me 909-224-1204 or send me an email, amy.borgi@chaffey.edu. Okay, that's it. You guys have a wonderful rest of the day. I look forward to getting to know you in the class, and I'll see you soon. Bye.